I'm feeling pretty tired today, but I'll probably get no sleep till, you know what, that joke would work one hell of a lot better if that said Hammersmith Odeon on it. Apollo, Eventim, I mean, what does that mean? This, forevermore, will be called the Hammersmith Odeon. So Motörhead's classic album, No Sleep Til Hammersmith, featuring Ian Lemmy Kilminster, of course, Fast Eddie Clarke and Filthy Animal Phil Taylor, made it to #1 in the charts in June 1981. But it wasn't actually all recorded here. It was recorded during that year in tours they did in the UK and elsewhere. And it's a bit of a classic because it didn't have any overdubbing or anything clever going on like that. So in case you haven't guessed, we have made it on a beautiful sunny day. Eventually we got down to Hammersmith. And a couple of weeks ago I was in Shepherd's Bush and I said I was going to get down to Hammersmith at some point. And here I am. I've actually done it. So, as usual, it's time to get lost and go scouting around Hammersmith and see what on earth we can find. So it turns out that we are on Queen Caroline Street, which is one of the well-known streets in the area. And I seem to be riding through an estate from the very start. What about that? Oh, and there's something interesting up ahead. Let's go and have a look at that. Well, I didn't expect to come across this so soon. But right here, we've got the famous Riverside Studios. And the Riverside Studios were run by the BBC for many, many years. And also, if I've got it right, were the home of things like TFI Friday. Was it TFI Friday? Yeah. All right, well, as we're here, let's have a look around this part of town. Oh, look at that, in the sun. How nice is that? Hammersmith looks like it's going to be a nice explore, to be honest. Right, let's get a little bit of exploring done and then take it from there. Right, well, this is a part of Hammersmith I don't know very well. Quite wide streets, aren't they? They're not too cramped, not too small. What we got here? A golf buggy. Now remember, Jay, stick to the plan, stick to the Hammersmith plan. Here's another one. What's this all about? Go City buggies. Right, well, this is new to me. I haven't seen one of these before, but it's like a golf buggy, I guess, that you can do short journeys around town in, probably. We are effectively in a brand new borough now. Hammersmith is in the borough of Hammersmith and Fulham, which is a rather pricey spot. So if you've got even deeper pockets than Shepherd's Bush, you could move yourself down here. Now, what I'm doing, I'm winding my way east a little bit, because what I want to do is show you something in a second, but I'm going a bit off track, as usual, because what happens is, if you head east, and then you suddenly take a right turn, you come out here. Because you could be people like this, with houses just here, right on the old River Thames, where everybody's out today enjoying a nice walk and this beautiful weather. And there we've got the rowers practicing, doing a bit of training on a Sunday morning. And if you were so inclined, if you were one of those people who wanted to, you could probably go down there and do a bit of mudlarking, which is, you know, rummaging through the mud and seeing what you can find from artifacts from Victorian times. I don't think it'd be allowed here, to be honest, and there's probably no easy way down because the tide will come right up high here, be a bit dangerous, and you'd probably get stuck in the mud. So the plan today is to have a little look around here by the river, have a look at a few of the sights and the obvious stuff, and then head back in to the centre a bit, and then go on exploring around that area. That's roughly the plan. More classic warehouse buildings that obviously would have been used for storage and stuff, I guess, back in Victorian times. And you've got the some old jetty or something that boats would have tied up to, no doubt. It's almost like there's some sort of marathon going on. So many runners. Can't get over it. I'm not used to seeing so many people. I feel really naughty, but I am actually allowed to ride here, so I shouldn't complain. See, slow, keep left, that sort of thing. Look, there's a couple of mudlarkers.
Do you think it's actually really good?
Wow, this is really fancy. Look at all this. All these new builds. Check this out. Let's go and have a little bit of a look at this. It's like super futuristic, this. Sorry about the audio quality. What can you do about dogs, eh? Yeah, I mean, look at this. What a part of London. All the views these guys have. Some of you will know what this is. This is, of course, Hammersmith Bridge. The most famous bridge in the area in West London, probably, I would say. I'm not seeing many cars going over it, just people walking over it. So I'm going to have to investigate that. One of the new build roads I saw back there was called Tierney Road or something. It caught my eye. And I thought, I know where that's come from. And it's come from the architect of this bridge. He was called William Tierney Clark. And he designed this bridge. And at that time, that was the first ever suspension bridge over the River Thames here. It looks like, almost like bicycle chains. It's brilliant, I love it. Right, let's move on. For once, I feel like I'm really getting in the way. I feel kind of awkward, but it's definitely worth going out to have a look at it, I think. Have a bit of a closer look at all this iron work and stuff and see what's going on with the works. What a structure though. It's an absolute monster. Look at it. I don't think I'm actually going to go across because I don't really need to. You know, and I haven't got my passport this time to get to South London, so what we're going to do, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back and we'll check out the rest of Hammersmith instead. Some of these sites in London are really spectacular, I have to say, especially when you get down to the Thames and places like this. Definitely worth a visit. Right, I've just had a realization. This is a one-way system. Well, completely by accident, we made it south of the river today. Wasn't part of the plan, but why not? I mean, look, there you go. There's the rowers, there's Hammersmith Bridge, and everything north of that is North London. I've literally got a duck by this part. Makes me wonder, actually, if this is the first suspension bridge over the Thames built in 1887, when did Tower Bridge get built? I kept saying this bridge opened in 1887. It is not 1887, it was 1827. So this bridge has been open since 1827. Let's check out these rowers going past. Right, it's time for me to cross back over north, I think. Feeling a bit weird here being on the south side all this time. It looks like they're replacing some of these timbers, probably rotten after, what, 1827 until now. 100 years. Done pretty well to last that long, I guess. But look at the size of that nut. Oh man, I feel so geeky, but I love this stuff. Crazy to think of them building this all those, you know, over 100 years ago. Almost exactly 100 years ago, in fact, but it's pretty mad. Hammersmith is one of those places that sort of has been overrun with famous people over the years. I mean, there's a long list of famous people that have lived here. Some of them include Vidal Sassoon, Bill Bailey, the comedian, Richard Ayoade, the comedian, Sacha Baron Cohen, comedian, Sebastian Coe, Hugh Grant. He used to live in Notting Hill as well. He gets around a bit, it seems. Miranda, and one that I've known about for a long time, and let's hope we bump into him today. What's the chances of bumping into James May? Top Gear, James May, you know, Captain Slow. It's a long shot, you never know, might just work. I did see him once on the A4 when I was going to work. I was going on my motorbike, and he was in a white Porsche on the A4 smoking, which was really weird. Right, we're going to keep going down this way because there is something else down here I want to talk about and I want to tell you about. It's really quite interesting. It's actually a good fact. Well, in fact, here it is. It's a lot closer than I thought it was. Down here, down this little alley, is a pub called The Dove. Now, this pub, The Dove, is in the Guinness Book of Records because it has officially the smallest bar room in the world. Somewhere in here. I wonder if that's it. God, look at this. This is spectacular. Look at that. What a place. What a house. Flipping heck. That is fantastic. That little pub there, the Dove, that used to be frequented by such notable authors as Ernest Hemingway and Graham Greene. But it doesn't stop there. You're inside the Dove, maybe in that tiny bar room somewhere. There's a man sitting on his own in the corner with a pint in his hand or maybe a whiskey, pen in hand, piece of paper in front of him. And what's he doing? He's composing Rule Britannia. That's right, they say that James Thomson actually composed the lyrics to Rule Britannia right there in the Dove pub here in Hammersmith, overlooking the Thames. It is achingly posh around here, it really is. And right here, next to it, you've got the A4. Big old busy road right there next to it. Really busy road. So imagine you live here and you've got to come and go from this road every single time. Bit of a nightmare, really. So no matter what happens, you've got to negotiate some serious traffic. Right, tea and cake's done. It's time to explore more Hammersmith. Ooh, there's a subway. Let's take that. Definitely. Yes, take the subway every time. All right. Not much of a challenge, but I'm on the other side, back on the Hammersmith side, back in the city. Let's try this. Oh, look at this cycle lane we've got. Massive, great cycle lane to ourselves. What a result. Look at this place. The Salutation. Go for it. Go on. Hammersmith. Characters everywhere. Keep going this direction and I'll come to Chiswick. Another one of your fancy neighbours. Probably wouldn't take long to get there actually, so I'm not going to go too far. All right, spinning it round. I want to go down and have a look at these mansion blocks, just because I'm nosy. You know how it is. I feel like we want to go back down here, so let's do that. Let's have a nose down here, see if I can get out. Yeah, seems to be an alley. Yes, let's do this. Oh, come on. What an alley. Look at this. I'm really quiet in Hammersmith, isn't it? Look at this. Place to myself. Look at that. And this right here is the second Hot Poles pub I know with live music advertised. So this little square with its Wetherspoons pub right there, the William Morris, we have got the famous Lyric Theatre. So it turns out the Lyric Theatre behind me has been entertaining people since 1895. Doesn't look that old, does it? But, you know, that's what they say. You've got to believe it. It was probably rebuilt once or twice, maybe. It's a nice little square, this. Lyric Square, it even says it there. Super quick side story. This pub here, the Swan, I've played a gig there. I've played in Hammersmith. Many years ago with some crazy band I was with for a little while with a mad South African singer. Charles, if you're out there, I'm going to send you a link to this. Or was it that pub there? Oh, one of these two. Seems they're trying to stop cyclists dying around here. That's good, giving them their own little road. Suppose they better use it. It's dodgy. Don't know where to look. I think maybe the gig I was talking about was in there. Anyway, it was summer in Hammersmith. I've played Hammersmith, just like Lemmy. Right, well, I'm supposed to be exploring the back streets, aren't I, and the side streets. So let's see if we can find some of them. Beer here. That was a bit of a close pass. Okay, let's try peeling off here and see what happens. That's the Brook Green Hotel. Let's give that a try down there. Follow that Vespa. I don't know whether Brook Green counts as Hammersmith. Probably, it'd be in the borough, but whoa, this is nice. All I can smell is two-stroke. Brook Green is fancy, man. Look, when you got a Carmen Gear or VW Fastback, you know where you are. Well, that was Hammersmith. I hope it was a little bit interesting. We saw the Thames, we saw the oldest suspension bridge over the River Thames, we saw all the literary stuff, and I think we got a bit of history in there as well. So if it was interesting, give us a like and a thumbs up, say something, make us a comment, and I'll see you somewhere on the next one.